Alright everybody, what is going on? It is your boy, Distinct Inferno, coming at you with another Dragon Ball Legends video. And for today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the upcoming Legends Anniversary Rising Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan banner. That is a mouthful indeed. With that being said, let's go and take a look at the banner here. So it's a 9 on 9 Z power banner. You can limit break these two beasts right here. And consecutive summons only, la-di-da-di-da, the same as the one we had last week. And with that being said, you have obviously these options here. You have the daily single, all that. You guys know the deal. And then you have the actual banner. The banner is not the most summoning, like, inducive. There is no yellow Super Vegito on the banner. That is a big yikes. It would have been nice, but at the same time, who has CC, you know? For a free-to-play, at least, you shouldn't have CC right now because you've been spending it all on the anniversary banners. However, you do have this red Trunks here who's really good on the banner, so that's pretty nice to see. If you want to summon for him on there as well, you could. As far as the units go, they're actually really good. The hit is also pretty decent, but he's also a Red EX unit, so it's not very likely that he's going to survive. However, let's take a look at these new units. So, the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegetas, these are his tags. You have him as a range type. He's on the Future Trunks Saga. And he is also on God Key and Future and Vegeta family, as you see. These are his stats. Pretty good stats for sure. Some of the highest stats in the game. These two new units have some of the highest stats in the game. So, main ability. Don't underestimate mortals. Not, and especially not a Saiyan. Draw a special move Arch card next. Restore Ki by 50. 30% to blast damage inflicted by your allies. And shorten substitution count by 5. That is a really good main ability. The blast damage can be useful for sure. The shortened sub count is really good. And as well as the special move that you get with the 50 Ki restoration, you could just use him to get that special move in Ki and then switch into somebody else and use that. So definitely a good main ability there. The blast damage inflicted is definitely nice as well. Not sure who could really make use of that on his teams that isn't Zamasu. Yellow Ray Trunks does a lot of blast damage, so he can make use of that for sure. Red Zenkai Trunks in a way as well, so a lot of options there. Then we'll go back to the Z power stuff later. Timeless Ties. Plus 20% to damage inflicted by allies for 15 counts every time this character uses a Strike or Blast Arts card. Randomly draws one new card when you have 3 or fewer cards, and restore ally K by 20 when you switch to standby. So he has the LF Blue Vegeta passive there, so that's really good. And obviously that's the Blue Feet Coup passive in the bottom. That's also really good. The Ki restoration and the new card definitely could be clutch. So really good support passive there. Then Desperate Fight for the Future. Applies the following effect to self from battle start for 50 counts. You get 50% to damage inflicted that cannot be cancelled. -5 to strike arts cost, or -5 to arts cost that cannot be cancelled. And the following effects occur when you're defeated. Plus 35% to the damage inflicted by your whole team. And restore allied Vegeta family or future health by 20% while reducing the enemy Dragon Balls by 3. So then his cards, nothing special in his Striker Blast. His Gallic Gun gives 20% to your special move damage inflicted by your allies or your buddies upon activation. His green card gives himself 20% damage and destroys 2 of your enemy's cards. And his Z ability is phenomenal. It's giving Vegeta family blast attack and defense at 6 stars as well as future. So phenomenal Z ability, phenomenal kit to be honest. So the main purpose of this guy is to, for those first 50 counts, you want to try to get as much damage out of him and try to get as much support out of him. And then after that, you pretty much just want to sack him off. And the reason for that is because of his support passive right here. After those 50 counts, he doesn't have this damage buff. He still has this buff right here, but it's not going to be as useful anymore because he's not getting the 50% damage down here. So you pretty much want to sack him off after that. And the main reason is that 35% damage, not the biggest deal, but it's still really good. The health restoration by that point, by 50 counts, you've taken enough damage for that health restoration to matter. And reducing enemies' Dragon Balls by 3 allows it to where you don't have to worry about a Rising Rush if you go for a combo after. So when you sack him off, if you can just get rid of the Rising Rush, unless they try to Rising Rush him, which wouldn't make sense for them to do. So you can pretty much use them to deny them a Rising Rush. So this is a really good kit. He's obviously on Future and Vegeta family. Vegeta family could definitely make a lot of use of this. They haven't had a new purple unit in a while. This guy's definitely a good purple unit for them to take into their roster. Future is kind of hard to say because Zamasu is still really good, but this guy is also really good. So I would say probably keep Zamasu on Future, but for Vegeta family, this guy is a really nice change for Vegeta family. But that takes care of him. Now let's go ahead and get into the new Goku. This is an interesting unit for sure. So stats obviously very good. And let's take a look at his kit. Now I'm mad. I'm really, really mad. Draw a special arts card next, so that goes into his kit. We'll talk about that once we get to what his special arts card actually does. Inflicts all enemies with attribute down, get minus 80 to health restoration for 50 counts. Ooh, sorry. Inflicts all enemies with attribute down, get minus 2 to card arts draw speed level for 15 counts, and inflicts enemies with attribute down, get plus 50% to damage received for 20 counts. So those are some very useful debuffs. Vegito Blue, you want to make sure is not on the field when you use that. Otherwise, he'll just be immune. So you definitely want to make sure of that. But overall, pretty good debuffs and decent main ability there. 10 timer counts must allow for you to be able to use that. And then his unique abilities. Azure God's Wrath. 30% to strike damage inflicted per enemy battle member when you enter the battlefield, which means if the whole team is alive at the beginning of the match, you're getting 90% strike damage. However, as they start to die out, you lose that. So, to compensate for that, applies the following effect itself per defeated battle member. 30% damage inflicted and reduces damage received by 20%. That is really good. As a last man standing, you're going to need it, but the problem is you can 1, take it away, and 2, at the beginning of the match, if you get caught in a combo with this guy, he doesn't have any damage cut from that passive right there, or any other passive for that. So because of that, he is very susceptible to VB, which makes him very easily one-shottable. So it's like, do you want to give him up or do you want to give somebody else? So that you get into that position. So you have to be very careful. Then his other ability, Instant Transmission Tactics. The following effects occur every time the enemy switches out while this character is on the battlefield. Reduce next damage sustained by 20%. Pretty decent, but it can be removed and cannot be stacked. This applies until enemy combo is finished, and reduce enemy key by 25. The key reduction is definitely useful. And randomly destroys one enemy card when changing cover. And knocks enemy back to long range if the cover change is performed against their strike art. So he has a strike cover change and he can combo a special move after. Although most of the time you probably don't want to do that. So his strike is an impact, which doesn't mean anything, I don't believe. Blast is also an impact, but he does get 10 key back for using a blast attack, which means that he's going to have good key management. Because of that, his blast is not going to cost that much. His blue card restores Vanish by 40%. That's really good for him. Then his green card, which you draw when you use his main abilities. Restores your key by 50 when you activate it. Changes your blast cards into strike cards. And gives you 50% to the next strike or special move damage inflicted, but cannot be stacked. And increases card art draw speed by 1 level, which is also really good. So this unit is very good, but at the same time, if we're going to say Zenkai Trunks is trash, I mean, as much as damage as this guy does, he has the same problem as Zenkai Trunks, which is VB. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he plays out in the meta. Z ability is really good. 30% to attack Sun Family or feature strike, attack, and defense. Very good Z ability there. So that's him. That leaves one new unit, which is the new EX hit. We will go back over here to go grab his info. We will actually do a summon for these units and see if we can pull some fire on the stream tonight using our PvP crystals. So, hit. Restores own health by 25% with main ability. Inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade minus 100% key recovery for 10 counts. And cancels their attribute upgrades. Pretty good main ability. Natural Born Warrior. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Seals one enemy card randomly. The sealed card slot cannot be used for 10 counts. That activates 3 times. Plus 25% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. And reduce damage received by 20%. Not the worst, not the best. Reduce damage received by 40% until combo ends when changing cover. So overall, he's going to be getting 60% cover cut. Plus 3 to own sub count when activated though. And applies the following effect to self when battle starts per red or tag universe 6 battle member in the party other than this character. Plus 20 to damage inflicted and plus 20 to key recovery. So overall, pretty decent there, but Vegeta Blue exists, so I mean, kind of just this guy has the same problem as rest of the red units in the meta. His blue card randomly destroys 2 enemy cards on hit, pretty decent there. And his green card reduces enemy key by 30 and affects enemies with attribute down, get -1 to card art draw speed. So his Z ability is Element Red or Universe 6, strike and blast defense at 6 stars, and then at 3 stars he's just giving them even if you just have one copy, his Z ability is really good as long as you have him at 3 stars. At 1 star he's giving red strike and blast defense, at 3 stars he's giving red and Universe 6 strike and blast defense. So really good Z ability from him for sure. Really good Z ability. The Universe 6 team is definitely coming along now, but there are ways to go. But that takes care of the new events and the new summon banner. Also, in addition to that, we have the Zenkai Awakening Goku Black coming back, if you guys want to summon on that. But beware, it is not the new system, so I would say don't summon until November on banners that are the old ones. So wait on that. The new stories, the Yamcha event is now coming back, so if those of you who haven't done this can do this. You can get Yamcha to 14 stars, but these characters have a bonus Z drop for his Z power. So you want to probably summon for the new units if you want to get a 14-star Yamcha faster. So there's that. That takes care of the Yamcha event. And we have Snake Way coming back, so more multi-Z power. It looks pretty weird here, so we have to see how it looks in game. But from the look of it, we can get Z power for every typing, or at least we get to choose somewhat. So we'll have to see how that plays out on stream. And that's pretty much it for the events. However, there is one other thing, which we can't show right here. But there is a Golden Showdown coming back for PvP. So that could mean either double RP or triple RP. Or it could mean 14 stars. But either way, it should be double CC. So you definitely want to make sure you guys play PvP this next season. I mean, that being said, everybody, this is your boy, this is Inferno, signing off.